everybody. Welcome to In the Matrixxx Groove Hour. It's actually the Matrixxx Groove Hour. It's been 2 days. I tell you, I'm a little rusty. We have some Q posts today. It is 1:04 on the East Coast. Had a little cool intro made for me by a special Patriot friend. I loved it. I played it for you guys. I hope you guys liked it before the original intro. I just thought it was actually kind of cool, man. So I wanted to show it. I don't even think Shady saw that.
Pretty neat.
So here he is. This is Shady Groove.
Hi, what's up, Matrixxx? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you. Been an amazing couple of days, amazing weekend. Lots of stuff going on. Apologies. We missed you guys. I missed you guys. I missed all you guys. And my apologies for having a couple days. Real quick before we get into it, we've got some Q posts and we're going to get into that. But I want to really quick just get this out of the way because it is important. And if you don't have one, get one. It's one of the Patriot flashlights that you need to get. So let's go ahead and check out this commercial and ITM20. Here we go.
You like the Patriot flashlight? Good job. Speak. Speak.
Who wouldn't like that Patriot flashlight, Shady? And, I want to just let you know that I got one. I ran it over with my car. No scratches, no dings, no dents. Please, if you want to help the show out, here is the Patriot flashlight. Just drop the link in there. ITM20 is your code to get 20% off. Thank you, Patriot flashlight. This is it. The flashlight you've been waiting for. Super bright. Solar USB charge, big power bank, seatbelt cutter, personal safety alarm, detachable compass, LED light bar, and a window hammer. And let me tell you, those lights are bright. You saw what the camera did to it. It also has an alarm as well, the personal safety alarm, in case your kiddos are out and about. They can actually, have a distress call. It is a horrible noise. It does not sound good, but it works. So, guys, thank you very much. Patriot Flashlight, please support Patriot Flashlight. Get a couple. Mother's Day is coming up. Good for birthday gifts. Amazing. Take advantage of the ITM20 at checkout for 20% off. And there we go.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for the sponsor from Patriots Flashlight, and we really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you guys, and shout out Jared. Thank you. Again, we're doing this organically. This is us reaching out to people and people supporting us, so we are very, very thankful. And today, just before the show, I've been
before
the show, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. We're gonna get to that in a second. This is my Q alert thread for 5/2/19. This will be my thread for Thursday, May 2nd, 2019. You are witnessing the systematic destruction of the old guard and more. Let's go. So let's get into it, Shady. This is it. Let's going to cruise over to the Q Post site. By the way, if you're not over on intheMatrixxx with 3x's.com/Q Posts, you're missing out. because we got them live and before a lot of the others. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Great job, Webmaster Q. Now, this is a YouTube video, and we're going to go to that in a second, but it says, the Q post says, you are witnessing the systematic destruction of the old guard. May 2019, kickoff, start, offense, enjoy the show, Q. Shady, do you have any comments on that before we play this quick video?
Well, I definitely think that the other side enjoyed a nice long run on offense, and we did a very good job keeping them out of the end zone. And so now we got the ball, and that makes me excited.
Yeah, you know, I feel like I've been having to defend myself constantly, Shady, that, oh, Q is a LARP, Q is this, Q is that. You know, and we've actually a couple months ago, with all the future proofs pass and everything that we, goodbye, Mr. Rosenstein. I mean, come on, man. It's time to realize that this, I'm an educated person, Shady, and I've got a pretty decent IQ, and this stuff is real, man. Go.
Well, remember, Matrixxx, a lot of this stuff is coming out of the, the people that were back in the fall making fun of things like the trust sessions in the Q posts or other known things that have came about. And, later on you learn things like that the attorney general was actually the target of an investigation. And unlike some of the other people we currently are witnessing in politics, you are required to recuse yourself when you are the target of the investigation. So we have all of these quote unquote pro-MAGA people out there who are attacking Q and saying that Q's message isn't valid and mocking, it's the same model of try to prevent people who don't understand from getting an understanding. And that's what's really going on for a lot of this conversation, the systematic destruction of the old guard. You guys, this is not the first time Q has posted that goes back quite a ways in the post. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, maybe even as far back as last February.
Let me highlight it and
get in there while I'm talking about it and show them. But this is the old guard isn't just about it's not just about America, guys. I understand that we here in America are fighting for our lives. We're fighting for freedom. We're fighting for our rights to own firearms. We're fighting for our rights to keep the voting systems intact. We're fighting for the Electoral College. All of these institutions of our republic, we're fighting to get the money back on the gold standard. And whenever you talk about the old guard here, you're talking about the control of the information. And this goes back centuries, guys. They've been controlling the information for centuries. And we do not have a clear view through history books or through the passing down of information through the hypnotic spell that has been the media. Okay, and Matrixxx has gone into, explaining to you guys a few times the origins of the word media, what it really means, and what they're really doing with this spell. I would like to connect you to spelling whenever you go to spelling class and the words and the way our words mean something. And so you can start to see the provocative nature of the media and how they have manipulated everyone. And now you're seeing the reference to the old guard. It isn't, this is the destruction of the ancient guard, guys. This is real stuff here. And the people that don't think Q is legitimate mostly are in the crosshairs of the whatever their scam or position or whatever it is being exposed. That's my opinion.
Yeah. We're looking at some of these posts, and do you notice any similarities? D's attempt to turn the public against our police, ICE, and those who continually serve the public interest. Protect. Open borders with no immigration and custom officials to safeguard the people. EU government attempt to turn the police against the people regarding yellow vest protests. Police versus people _EU. D's attempt to sway public versus police ICE _US. A war against globalism. A war to retain sovereignty. Divide those who police and safeguard against the people they are sworn to protect. Chaos. Make the people fight themselves versus original targets. Old guard. Fake news push of racism, fascism, sexism, every other ism, etc. Against those who seek to end global ism in favor of nationalism, pride of heritage and culture, preservation and security/safety is designed to keep you submissive. Why do Ds deploy and use racism as their go-to tactic when an argument or narrative cannot factually be substantiated? POTUS and black community pre-candidacy, POTUS and black community post-candidacy. Reconcile. They want you divided, controlled, submissive, sheep. Posse Comitatus Act. Q. Did the liberal left, old guard, engage and form organizations such as Antifa to combat and silence fascism, any such deviation of the controlled narrative? You're witnessing firsthand the demise of those in power, old guard. Those who push simply have no grasp of reality. Those who push simply do not understand warfare tactics. Emotions cloud judgment. Emotions cloud logic. You have more than you know. You know, see, look at this, Shady. This is do you think all these attacks on Q, we the people, is simply for a person on the internet who they label as a conspiracy theory? Think for yourself. This is from Q. Trust yourself. Research for yourself. Be in control of yourself. Never let someone else drive you. Those who try to drive you are not your friend. Q. Q is leading us back to some very interesting posts here, Shady, about old guard. Very amazing.
I know.
You are witnessing the systematic destruction of the old guard. Forced exposure. Standard deviation broken long ago. PAIN. Pain. You know, oh my gosh, Shady, it also leads us back to this awesome one here. Oh, that's just guard. Okay, here's old guard. Mueller was designed to demonstrate to foreign players that the old guard still pulls the strings. This is
dog and pony show.
Absolutely amazing. Yes, the old guard has been posted quite a bit. Here's another one. Yeah, Mueller designed to. Okay, we did that one. D's playbook. Wow, we're seeing that an awful lot, even with R's. And people that say they're MAGA. D's playbook, midterm. E, we will impeach Justice K. 0 corroborating evidence, and all factual witnesses provided by accuser, all denied allegations. Should we take control in November? Liberal left lunacy bait. These people are evil, sick, and stupid. You are witnessing the systematic destruction of the old guard. Old guard, power to the people. We're going from old guard to power to the people.
And what did we see at the NRA? At the NRA speech,
we saw power given back to the people. If you follow,
did we see the pen go back to the people?
We sure did, Shady.
The people who signed documents through the representative, which is our president, had the pen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And so this is what you're seeing right now was your rights being given back to you. That is what you're watching. The systematic destruction of the old guard means that they don't have the information anymore. Has anyone out there noticed how their anonymous sources and all the inside intel from the 17 intelligence agencies is completely inaccurate on every single front? That is a design in the plan to make it inaccurate on purpose. They're leaking, they're giving them bad information, and then they're playing on the bad information, and then we expose them.
Yes. And Shady, check this one out, brother. 1792-8118. What happens when you are a threat to the MSM/old guard? Coincidence? Threat? Scare tactics deployed? Fear not. Q. And that brings us to our Q post for today. Let's go ahead and watch this video. Oh, there we go.
Hey, does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, Sensei! Feet does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, Sensei! Fear does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, Sensei! Pain does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, Sensei! Defeat does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, Sensei! Prepare! Ice! What do we say here? The way is this, sir! And what is that way? Strike first, strike hard, no mercy, sir! I can't hear you! Strike first, strike hard, no mercy, sir! Mr. Lawrence.
Yes, Sensei.
Warm them up. Hey. Fighting positions. Jab punch. Ready.
Wow, wow, wow. That's amazing. I mean, you guys understand what we just saw. You know, fear does not exist in this dojo. Pain does not exist in this dojo. Strike first, strike hard.
No mercy, sir.
No mercy, sir. Wow. Okay. So basically, this Q post today is absolutely phenomenal to me. And, you know, I took a couple days off, Shady, had a, you know, kind of a crazy weekend. And you know, Q tells you to enjoy the show. I'm sure that's just stretching, I know, but I hope you guys are enjoying this show. But this is absolutely phenomenal, what we are witnessing right now. And the old guard posts that were led back to actually are very amazing, because you know, of some of the things that are going on today, some of the stuff that people are saying, some of the weirdness, some of the craziness. And I just thought that was a pretty amazing Q post, Shady. It just happened right before our show.
Yeah, and the connections to the president this week and what's going on. What we saw yesterday was Barr and talking about the old guard guys. Listen, we got to get we need to get a little bit more on the same page here. There is no difference between the media, the Google, the Facebook, the Twitter, the Amazon, the New York Times, the Washington Post. None of those things. There's zero daylight. The Federal Reserve. Okay. Think about this reality here that we're looking at, the systematic destruction of the old guard. The old guard encompasses everything. That's why, as someone who has been digging into conspiracy stuff for a long time, it's one of the reasons you have extremely hard time convincing people or red pilling people, is because to convince them of anything is to convince them of everything. And for people to acknowledge that everything that they have been programmed with is exactly that, a program, it's pretty hard to acknowledge. So you people, you guys out here that come to this information or that have already, you know, you're already red pilled, you guys are special. And I don't think you quite recognize how special you are. And I try to go into this a lot on the Q Lounge Matrixxx, but I maybe just go off on a second of a tangent here to recognize all the people out there, the people that have come to Q, the people that have stuck by the message, and the people that are continually every day on the wall, not just with us here, but with all the different platforms that are out there, with the people that you know, that help with everything the Patriots Soapbox does, the people that are working with We the People Insider, we have Praying Medic, and all these other great researchers out there among us that are coming to this message. And it's really for one reason, and that reason is unity. Okay, the reason is humanity is the same, and there's not a lot of difference between humans here and humans everywhere else. The difference is the structure we're controlled by, the pen in which we are all in, and the difference between the pen that you guys are in other countries, like, for instance, Europe or Asia or Australia. These systems are, they're nothing but modern control mechanisms, guys. In America, it is not that much different, but we do have this foundation of freedom and liberty and of the right to stand up to our oppressive, tyrannical government. And that's what you're currently seeing. You're seeing it being done from the top, which is something Matrixxx, as me, a person who's envisioned, like, how would this ever go? How would we ever take down this thing? You know, I never really envisioned it coming from the top. It always looked like it was going to have to come from us somehow waking up enough people and then the people rising up. But that's not what's actually happening out here. What's happening is the person who has the pen, who speaks for the people, is systematically doing what Mr. Kennedy said he wanted to do to the CIA in the early 60s, which was splinter into 1,000 pieces and scattered into the wind. That's what we're doing to the old guard, everyone. And what you saw with this Barr testimony yesterday, and what you saw with the resignation now of Rod Rosenstein, and all of the different plays that you have witnessed happen. You have witnessed things be put up on a plate, and you have witnessed them get disseminated in the public, and then sometimes it was exactly what you thought, and then sometimes it wasn't quite what we thought. If we go in and we were to read this letter from Rod Rosenstein the other day, that's a very interesting letter. If you didn't read that, I would suggest you go read it, because he made some quotes in there from some pretty affluent people who stood up for the Constitution in the past. Mm-hmm. Just saying. So, all our perceptions are being manipulated, guys. This is part of the plan. We have to be on a certain page at a certain time. Whenever the moment shifts, then we have to be on this page. When the moment shifts, we have to be on this page. Q dropping us right into referencing back to the old guard makes me think of what's happened the last 7 days in our system. I mean, I have Matrixxx. I've gotten multiple calls in the last couple of days from people who are not of the red-pilled nature, who have called me and have been trying to understand what is going on in the media. Like they've stopped full tracks, skidded to a stop in their life, and all the craziness that is their realities, and like, whoa, out of balance maybe, or what's going on here? Yeah, like the people are noticing this. They see that Mueller was there, the god of the left, and Mueller produced nothing, and now they're attacking Barr, like they're asking for Barr's resignation over Mueller's report, over the summary of the report. What are you doing? That's what I think Q means by the systematic destruction of the old guard. This is how we destroy them. We let them destroy themselves. They're doing the work for us.
Yeah. So let's take a look at Rod Rosenstein's letter. And while you were talking, I showed the video of POTUS throwing the pen back in.
Yes.
I had that D-class, Death Blossom, Fire at Will Commander that I had.
That was an awesome meme.
So this is Office of the Deputy Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein, April 29th, 2019. Dear Mr. President, the Department of Justice made rapid progress in achieving the administration's law enforcement priorities, reducing violent crime, curtailing opioid abuse, protecting consumers, improving immigration enforcement, and building confidence in the police, while preserving national security and strengthening federal efforts in other areas. We staffed the DOJ and U.S. Attorney's offices with skilled and principled leaders devoted to the values that make America great. By consulting stakeholders, implementing constructive policies, reducing bureaucracy, and using results-driven management, we maximize the public benefit of our $28 billion budget. Productivity rose and crime fell. Our nation is safer, our elections are more secure, our citizens are better informed about covert foreign influence efforts and schemes to commit fraud. No thank you. Oh my God, there's Vanderbilt. Anderson Vanderbilt just popped up on the screen, guys. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. Commit fraud, steal intellectual property, and launch cyber attacks. We also pursued illegal leaks, investigated credible allegations of employee misconduct, and accommodated congressional oversight without compromising law enforcement interests. I commend our 115,000 employees for their accomplishments and their devotion to duty. As Thomas Paine wrote, those who expect to reap the blessings of freedom must undergo the fatigues of supporting it. The median tenure of a deputy attorney general is 16 months, and few served longer than 2 years. As I submit my resignation effective on May 11th, I am grateful to you for the opportunity to serve, for the courtesy and humor you often display in our personal conversations, and for the goals you set in your inaugural address: patriotism, unity, safety, education, and prosperity, because, quote, a nation exists to serve its citizens, end quote. The Department of Justice pursues those goals while operating in accordance with the rule of law. The rule of law is the foundation of America. It serves our freedom, allows our citizens to flourish, and enables our nation to serve as a model of liberty and justice for all. As at the Department of Justice, we stand watch over what Attorney General Robert Jackson called, quote, the inner ramparts of our society, the Constitution, its guarantees, our freedoms, and supremacy of law, end quote. As a result, the department bears a special responsibility to avoid partisanship. Political considerations may influence policy choices, but neutral principles must drive decisions about individual cases. In 1940, Jackson explained the government's lawyers, quote, must at times risk ourselves and our records to defend our legal process from discredit and to maintain a dispassionate, disinterested, and impartial enforcement of the law, end quote. Facing, quote, corrosive skepticism and cynicism concerning the administration of justice, end quote. In 1975, Edward Levi urged us to make clear by word and deed that our law is not an instrument of partisan purpose, and it is not, to be used in ways which are careless of the higher values within us all. In 2001, John Ashcroft called for a professional Justice Department, free from politics, uncompromisingly fair, defined by integrity, and dedicated to the upholding the rule of law. We enforce the law without fear or favor, because credible evidence is not partisan. The truth is not determined by opinion polls. We ignore fleeting distractions and focus our attention on the things that matter, because a republic that endures is not governed by the news cycle. We keep the faith, we follow the rules, and we always put America first. Sincerely, Rod Rowe, as iPod would say. So there's that letter. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, it really is. And look at some of the things he's pointing to. One thing that I found interesting in the letter was Ashcroft, and him pointing back to Ashcroft. There was some shenanigans going on with Mr. Ashcroft as well. He, under the Bush administration, right around the time of the Patriot Act, there was a decision made by the Justice Department. All of a sudden, Mr. Ashcroft got sick the next day. And then they sent Gonzalez down to, I think his name was Gonzalez. It was something like that, to try to manipulate him and to get him to back out on the ruling that he had made the day before. So interesting that he made a reference to Ashcroft and kind of some other things there that indicate to me that the guy may be a little bit more straightforward than what everyone's been thinking.
Right. And, we knew Mr. Rosenstein was leaving. Annon's new.
Also look at some of the stuff that we have. Like right now, okay, let's pull ourselves back. We have the testimony of McCabe and Strzok and Page and Baker, okay, and the people there that said Rod Rosenstein was wanted to wear a wire, was going to wear a wire with the president. They're not really the most trustworthy of testimonials, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
So absolutely. It's like, where's the story lie? We just don't know yet. That's part of what Q and all of this is. We don't need to see exactly what's going on. We just need to be able to understand how it's unfolding as it's unfolding in a way that makes sense, right? I mean, that's what we're trying to do here.
Yep. Denise says, new Q drop. We just went over it, Denise. Sorry. Here it is here on intheMatrixx with 3x's.com/Q posts. Very amazing
Power
stuff.
to the people.
Power to the people. And, this is my tweet. Wow, didn't see this coming. Rod Rosenstein resigns effective May 11th. And I said, wait, oh, yes, I did. Anon's new. Goodbye, Mr. Rosenstein. And I tell you, when you're talking to people and you get another confirmation, guys, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. This is another one that Shady was kind of, I like this one. We do not need tax records of millionaires who became politicians. We need tax records of politicians who became millionaires.
It seems easy.
It does.
But for some reason, everyone's very confused.
It doesn't make sense, man.
Like all the rich people that sit there and lie to you and wear suits and get paid millions of dollars to sit on the air and lie.
Right.
Well, they're not interested in the politicians that made money while they were politicians. It didn't have any before they were politicians. They don't care about that. They care about the guy who made his money in the private sector, and he must have done the same type of swampy shenanigans we do to get there.
That's right. And I want to real quick cover this too. This is a chart that why am I forgetting his name? Is it Blumenthal? What's his name? Oh my gosh. Anyways, this is a chart that the left made to show obstruction that has some interesting lettering. C comes before D. And if we remember, Q post 3328, D class, pre or post IG report. Comey, pre or post IG report. C comes before D. And if you look at this, C is conduct regarding Comey announcement of Russia investigation, and D is Comey firing.
What do you know?
And then it says efforts to fire Mueller, efforts to curtail Mueller. I mean, look, we know that RR is the red line to firing Mueller. So, Anons know, guys. We know this stuff.
Just to throw this out there, while we're kind of in this area of conversation, that John Solomon last night on Hannity was making reference to the 4 contractors, guys, and talking about Nellie Orr, and that she was working with not only her husband, but 3 other contractors as well, moving information, trying to dig up information on the president and passing it along outside specified channels. And Mark Meadows has called for her criminal referral. So, I think that what we're getting ready to see is a lot of the behind the scenes stuff really start to come out. And the Q post there says offense, guys, and offense, what you've watched is a president on defense. Okay, so let's imagine a president who's moving the ball. I mean, look how much he moved the ball on defense. Okay, we got the tax stuff. I mean, the list of what he did is ridiculous. I can't even sit here and begin to recite it. It's off the charts of positive productivity. But now we have an economy. He has the Fed shamed. They can't raise rates now, Matrixx. They're pinned down.
Okay.
They cannot raise rates.
Let's go into that. This is Donald Trump's tweet. Do you want to go over it? This is the China is adding one?
Yeah, I did want to read this to you guys. There were 2 tweets the other day on the 30th. China is adding great stimulus to its economy while at the same time keeping interest rates low. Our Federal Reserve has incessantly lifted interest rates, even though inflation is very low, and instituted a very big dose of quantitative tightening. We have the potential to go up like a rocket if we did some lowering of the rates, like 1 point and some quantitative easing. Yes, we are doing very well at 3.2 GDP, but with our wonderfully low inflation, we could be setting major records and at the same time make our national debt start to look small. So we got 3.2% in the first quarter. The first quarter is always the worst performing quarter of a year, and with 3.2% in the first quarter, they can't pretend like there's inflation. Right. See, so look how we're putting them in a rock and hard place. Normally they raise rates due to inflation. Now, they can't do that now. So they're stuck. The Fed is stuck. They have no place to go. So right now, the only place they have is Venezuela. Mm-hmm. We've blocked them out of Syria. We've blocked them out of Yemen. We've blocked them out of North Korea. We're blocking them out of all of these other countries in Europe. We're stopping the flow of migration in Europe. If you're noticing that, we're deterring the flow of migration here the best we can. But just to let you understand what's going on out there, guys, it is the Fed. The Fed is the target here. Yeah. They are the ones who have manipulated the world currency, manipulated the world markets, all for what? To the detriment of human beings, to the sabotage and destruction of humanity, to remove everything that could be considered comfortable for you, to take it away and make you divided, make you mad at each other, make you fight one another. If everyone in America has plenty, who steals things? Who does that? Who takes from others who has something?
Right.
See,
right.
That's a big difference in the country that we live in today compared to the country that we lived in 100 years ago, where everyone had wealth. The dollar was worth something. You don't need to attack or steal things or rob people or take. That's not going to be your mentality if you have enough to feed your family. That's where this stuff comes from, guys. That's how they engineered us like this, and then they put us in this situation, and now we have the most incarcerated population on planet Earth in our prison system, which is not good. Okay. And these guys are out there talking about wanting to give all felons the right to vote. Okay. Now, I do draw a little bit of a line whenever you're talking about giving people in prison the right to vote. No, people that are locked up serving time do not get the right to vote. But people who have served their time and get through it and prove to society that they have redeemed themselves and that they are a functioning person, yes, I believe their rights to vote should be restored. That's my opinion. Some people don't agree with that. I think that's one way we can make our republic better, is to start recognizing redemption a little bit more and start seeing things with a bigger heart than maybe what some of us have been called into in America. You know, I mean, I think that, to me, that's really huge that he's talking about the Fed there. He's talking about the rates. He's putting it right out front. This is what I predicted he was going to do. This is exactly what I think we should do, because the Fed, but they can't let off steam, right? They can't let off steam with the economy anywhere, so they're stuck being exposed.
Yeah, and what I want to let you know is Q also let us know too, because down in the description for this video, I'm using Google Chrome, and if you're using Firefox, we've got a plugin that you can use for this, and if you highlight the word rates and right click, you can search Q posts with rates, and this is the Q post that that I want to refer to as 2658. And basically, it's talking about, remember when the D's and fake news media, fake wood, pushes mass fear that POTUS would start World War III regarding North Korea? POTUS to peace on the Korean Peninsula, to no further missile tests or uranium enrichment. New narrative created, refusal to protect coverage of successes. Remember when D's and the fake news media plus fake wood pushed a stock market collapse if POTUS was elected? POTUS E plus policies to largest gains recorded in market's history. New narrative created. Refusal to provide coverage of successes. Use Fed to increase rates to counter growth and project POTUS blame. Remember when the D's and the fake news media plus fake wood pushed complete economic collapse if POTUS was elected? POTUS elected plus policies led to lowest unemployment records in history, plus record jobs, GDP growth, new narrative created. Refusal to provide coverage of successes. Deploy and use racism, sexism, and every other ism to counter potential Black Hispanic population support. Why do D's and fake news media plus fake wood continually push the impeach narrative if impeachment requires 2/3 of the Senate vote to enact? What are the odds of that? Do they push this fake narrative to protect a supposed supportable with evidence wrongdoing to their base confirmation bias? Accusations never supported by facts. Groupthink. The list goes on and on. Panic in D.C. Why? What was lost? Power of the purse. Commander-in-Chief of the United States military. Power to replace senior officials with crucial government positions, departments, who can then replace senior plus mid to low positions, trickle-down replacement. Power to appoint SC justices. What if HRC 1 and appointed 2 crooked Supreme Court justices? The last resort. Power to directly undo Hussein, previous EOs, which greatly limited the U.S. in many vital ways. Power to rebuild the United States military back to a global superpower. China payoffs, bribe, failure. Power to enact laws by EO to combat and protect our people. Power to shift foreign policy, thereby reducing our enemy's ability to prosper and someday reign. Iran deal, Paris Accord, China trade, Syria, ... Power to declass crucial documents to provide the public with the truth. Transparency. Power to give back power to the people as intended by our founders, leader of the free world. Q. So look at that. Here's another one, 2575. The plan to have the Fed raise rates, steep inclining beginning when? March 2019? Where are we now? What's happening now? This was 12/10/18. The plan to have the Fed raise rates, steep incline in beginning March 2019 in an effort to kill the economy prior to 2020 president election is known and planned for. Structure change coming. Q. So very interesting posts here, Shady. Here it is again. Goal per pass statistical success rates. Oh, that's different. That's intensive probably. Never mind. That one doesn't apply. But this one here, 2575. This one here, 2658, and also 2854.
It was a pretty amazing scam that they ran on the American people during the Obama administration to acquire $10 trillion new dollars in debt in our economy. I get people out there think that, you know, debt, they've made this whole thing like, oh, debts don't matter, debts aren't a problem. Before the election of Ronald Reagan in 1980, the American debt was, I think, somewhere around 1.52 trillion total.
Yeah.
You know, it was, and it was a concern. Like when I was young, the debt being that before Reagan was elected was a concern in the general population. Okay. Like people were like, why are we holding this debt? It had been something that we really hadn't held, and it was accruing, and Reagan got elected, and then they started manipulating his administration. And that was whenever we started to see the surge of illegal immigrants just pouring in through the southern border. Obviously, Bush Sr. was the man behind the curtain in that situation on a lot of different fronts. But we have been witnessing this, guys, stealing of our wealth, and we've watched this accrue, and it went 10 trillion under the Obama administration from 10 to 20. So that was a pretty amazing jump. And what they really did is they just started printing money. And they kept the interest rates flat. So they flooded the market with cash, but kept the interest rates flat. And right now they're trying to engineer something opposite of that to make the president look bad, cooperating with the media, cooperating with Facebook, cooperating with all of the intelligence agencies. And looks like to me, Matrixxx, and some of that stuff that's coming out in the D class, they were cooperating with the Five Eyes and cooperating with all of the other people to have them all spy on you. And you know, one thing that I found very interesting was that, okay, we went through 2 weeks of Schiff and Nadler going on in front of the camera every day, screaming at the camera, we want to see the full report. We want the unredacted report. We can't do without everything being open. No redactions whatsoever. Okay, these people on these committees have the authority to go over to Capitol Hill and walk into a room and read the unredacted report completely without anything being redacted. And there are only 2 senators, both Republican, who have taken the time to go over there and read the Mueller report. So Mr. Nadler, Mr. Schiff, and Ms. Waters, and all of the other members of these committees, I'd like to say, are you really interested in what is in the report? And I think the answer is no, you are not. You're interested in power. You're interested in stealing from your constituents. That's what you're interested in.
Exactly. United States of Q says, this is Q amazing. Thank you, and thank you very much for your support. Much obliged to you, my friend. Also, I want to make sure that we realize that today is the National Day of Prayer, and the National Day of Prayer is love one another, and it's love one another just as I have loved you, from John 13:34. And I think it's very amazing, and I actually I am led and controlled more by love than I am fear. I don't fear anybody or anything, because through truth and love, you can conquer all. And if I'm standing in truth, I have nothing to worry about at all. And I just wanted to wish everybody a happy National Day of Prayer Day today.
And the president made some really nice remarks earlier in the Rose Garden with some folks who have come full circle to overcome things like addiction and other things that our country is really facing some stuff out there. And we gotta start helping people.
Yep, we gotta start loving one another. It doesn't mean attack one another. It means love one another. I also want to bring this up. This is JT Wild. He's an American rocker. He's the author and artist of an amazing song for this movement, for you guys out there in Periscope and YouTube. And Shady, I kind of want to just go through it really quick. He wrote this, looks like this morning, or just right this afternoon. And it's this. It says, "Time for some truth. Can you decide someone else's truth? Can you drive someone else's truth? Do you think it's your job and duty to make people follow your truth? Are you afraid of someone that does not share your truth? Do you operate from a place of love or a place of fear? These are questions every shill, I think it's every person, must ask themselves, but they won't. Shills get a euphoric rush from being right, or at least believing that they are, and the thought that they will change the world and bring light to the sheep, when they are simply dressing the sheep in a new outfit. Do you think that Muslims, Jews, Buddhists, and Hindus, or whatever religion, deserve the truth about the cabal and the evil running of our countries? Of course they do. Where we go one, we go all is our motto. We the people include all creeds, colors, and religions. I mean, look, Shady and I are supporting the MIGA movement, the MIGA movement in Iran. Does that mean that we're now Muslims? Or do they deserve truth too? Ask yourself those simple questions. Think logically, folks. It includes atheists and every person that wants the freedom and truth in their country. They want you divided. He asks, what would Jesus do? WWJD? Jesus would sit and commune with any one of these, knowing we are all brothers and sisters experiencing the kingdom of God. It seems much too easy for some to justify hate for others that do not accept their version of the truth. JT goes on and says, I can say from experience 95% of this world has not found their own truth. Most look to find it outside themselves. Instead, they need a God that is looking face to face at them and saying, come on, I will show you the way. That is not God. God is within and without. Yet your truth will only be found deep within your mind and soul. When you find that truth, it is eternal. You won't need to defend it. You simply experience it and love your life and those you connect with. Anyone trying to drive your truth to their own is a fraud and a coward. JT Wild.
Wow, that is very well put, sir.
Yeah,
very, very, very well put. Everything is moving. Everything is constantly moving. Everyone, we are all learning. We have all been lied to. Everything is a lie.
Yeah.
Recognize division and recognize unity and start seeing it for what it really is. If our division lies on religious boundaries or our limits lie on any pre-placed boundary that we stick on it, then we are losing the battle.
Right. Absolutely.
It has to be open source. It has to be anyone come to the conversation, anyone add to the conversation. This is not about battles between religions.
And then people are attacking, it's just absolutely insane. This is a great thread. And, I want to go ahead and play Where We Go One, We Go All, because it does mean all, people. It means all. Ready?
Got the bodies in the dirt, needing someone to blame. A batch of greed and money to spare. They put the dollars in the coffers and the lies in the air. Well, we go one, we go all. I won't push you down, you won't let me fall. One day for sure we will stand tall. Where we go one, we go all. Trust the plan because we have it all, and that fate is in our hands. Had a reason to fool us, but we didn't take the bait. Wanna take us to hell, but we got
out there is singing right now. Can you see this billboard in Times Square? Whoa. Matrixxx Groove Hour intro. JT Wild, where we go one, we go all. Thank you, JT. That's absolutely amazing.
How about yoga at your house?
And how about yoga? Hang on. What's going on? Sorry about that. Wow, JT. Thank you for that song. Thank you for that thread. Love one another. And it actually wraps me back around to this. And this video right here. There is no fear in the dojo. There is no pain in the dojo. Shady, you know the rest.
There would strike first, strike hard, no mercy, sir.
No mercy.
No mercy doesn't mean no mercy. It means that we have to act as if we are in battle to those who are adversarial. And we have to learn to make sure we're recognizing the adversary properly.
And Shady, why do I not have to be on the defense? Why? Because I am standing in truth.
And none of us out there have to be on the defense. Actually, everyone, I'd like to maybe mention that, with all the people that are attacking Q and think that it's whatever they want to think it is, trust me, you do not have to be on the defense. Stay on the offense if you wish. Play the offensive game. We need both, but don't feel like you have to be on defense. There is no one you answer to other than you.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So this is we are, JT Wild says, yes, we are invincible, and JT, thank you for everything that you've done for this movement. And thank you for what you're going to be doing in this movement. We're not done, guys.
Oh, we're not done.
We're not done. And we're going to get this word out. There are a lot of people, Shady, that want us to shut up, isn't there? What do you think about it?
Yeah, they definitely seem not to want me to talk a lot.
Shut up. Come on. You can't. Be loud, be proud, be heard. No way. Don't do it. Don't listen to Q. Dividers will fail. But
don't stick your neck out there.
Here. Q, he just told us what the Democratic playbook. Oh, look, they're using the Democratic playbook on their very own people. Wow, I don't even see that. I have no clue. I'm following. I'm being directed. Somebody else is telling me what to think. Think for yourself, guys. That's what it's about. Don't listen to me. Don't believe me. Think for yourself. That the truth is learned. It's never, ever, 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 ever told.
Correct. No truer words.
Yeah, buddy. I love it. I'm having a good time today. Press 45 if you guys are having a good time. And I'm having a great time. Shady, it's 1:57 already. 1:58.
We've already come up around the hour.
Can you believe it?
Well, I really want to just say to everyone out there, thanks so much for all of your support and for all the support of this president. And please do not hesitate to get over there on Twitter and give him some love. Go
give us all love. Give Shady love. Give it. Look, and there's Song Babe out there. Look at these people.
45.
There's a lot of 45s out there, and I love it. Thank you guys. And you guys are awesome. Shady at Shady Groove with 3 O's on Twitter. There's I-70. He's keep going, and I can picture the popcorn and the giraffe or whatever. Remember that? Keep going. Rocket Girl's out there.
I do remember that.
Truth for Freedom. There you are. That's Shady Groove. JT Wild is out there. These are our wonderful mods. Jay Vega, Poussant, Rocket Girl. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. Thank you very much. SD Cali was in here popping in as well. We've got some amazing Patriots out there. We got Where We Go One, We Go All. WWP. Hello. We've got Miss Q. Hello. Q-Man. Hi. Obviously, we've got United States of Q. Ben Davis is out there. Hello, Ben Davis Jr. Grandpa C. What is up? Grandpa C was foot stomping to that Where We Go One, We Go All song.
Yes, he was.
We got Darla. Hey, Darla. Darla L. We got Sheepdog 17. We've got Robin Birds. We've got Philip Collins. We've got Angel Flies Again. Damon Haynes. Wow, you guys, thank you for all of your support. We've got The Great Conspiracy out there. We've got J. Lou. We've got Jackie Canella. And wow, look at all these people here, man. And, if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for you donating for our site, if it wasn't for you Patreons that are donating, buying us a cup of coffee every month, whatever you want to do, that's it. That helps out so much, guys. We've got Q posts, we've got plugins so you can search Q posts on your browsers. There's the Patreon right there. If you guys understand, don't like that, we've got PayPal. There's the PayPal right there. So any and all support is amazing. We love you. And Shady, there's a phone in the hand of Trinity.
Oh, this squeezing mechanism is starting to hurt.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, guys, thank you very much for this show. Thank you very much for this time. I am so sorry that I missed 2 days. That real life stuff. There's Liberty, 11. Tiger Lily. Oh, Tiger Lily, you just bought a tea, and we are going to have a great spot of tea with that. Thank you so much. Much love to you, Tiger Lily. Wow. I'm honored. And I just want to let you know, Shady, you have the floor right now for your final thoughts until tomorrow.
Breakdown, shakedown. You guys better pay attention because this stuff's getting ready to really get good, and I'm telling you, it's going to get real good. You think that you have enjoyed the show so far? You just wait. Your president's got something really special in mind for you, and only thing you're going to need is some popcorn and some good love and some unity in your heart, and that's all. And that's how we beat them, my friend.
That's it. Love conquers all. Pray today. It is National Prayer Day, and with that, guys.
Squeeze it.
We are out of here. We're going to squeeze down because you know what? We want to be out of this Matrix. Queued up, $1. Thank you so much. We got United States of Q again for the love of Q. You guys rock, guys. I love you. Much love. Jimmy Q says, thanks, y'all. Love you. Kimmy Q, I'm so sorry. My eyes are getting bad, Shady, as I get older. We had somebody, I just saw it up there, just flew by. If we come to Texas, we're going to get a steak. I'd love to sit down.
All right.
I'd love to sit down and talk truth with any of you Patriots out there. Garden Gnome, missed you so much, and she missed both you and I, Shady. There's Liberty 111. Thank you very much for being you. Donna Shelley, hello, guys. I just cannot. I missed you guys. It's 2 days. I miss you guys on the weekends. We could be back. You never know. Watch the Twitter feed. And with that, we're going to squeeze out of this Matrix. At Shady Groove with 3 O's on Twitter. At intheMatrixx with 3 X's, X's and O's. Much love, Patriots. intheMatrixx with 3X's.com. We have Q posts. We've got UniQ. We've got whatever you need. Much love, guys. See you tomorrow. Peace. Where we go one, we go all. That means all. That means everybody. All.